Welcome to the Beard Me That Beer podcast. I'm David.
And I'm Sam.
And welcome to episode number 39. 39. And this week we have a topic that is kind of relevant in the situation. Work.
I don't want to work.
Work. It's all about work. So we're,
My favorite thing to talk about.
This might be fun for someone, fun for no one, fun for something.
Nobody.
So yeah, we're talking about work, and we might get political a little bit. We might get angry or sad or depressed.
Or just like really monotone.
Or distressed.
Monotone, lifeless.
But first, the beer from Moonraker Brewing Company. Hazy Duz It.
Hazy Duz It?
So it's spelled
like a play on something?
D-U-Z. Hazy Duz It. It's an Imperial Indian Pale Ale. 8.5%. So it's a hazy beer, I'm assuming. Citra, Mosaic, Amarillo. Yep. Check the date for freshness. It is 8/20. Cool. Not that old. This is like 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Almost a month. 3 weeks.
What's the date today?
Today is September.
Yes. My favorite day of the
12th.
week, September.
The 12th.
But is it though?
It isn't, because this is...
Because we
This will
pre-record
be
these.
released on the October.
Yes. That day of the week.
Brewed. Yeah, that's cool. Can on 8/20. I love it. On their website, modern artisanal beer established in 2016. Our story. Earth Day 2016. Opening day. This day was important to us because we not only wanted to create quality beer for consumers to enjoy, but we wanted to find a way to minimize our carbon footprint. When constructing the brew house, we opted for an electric boiler, something most breweries wouldn't dream of. With over 1,100 solar panels, we can provide enough electricity to make beer, operate the tap room, and still continue to bank power. Because of our environmental efforts, we are recognized as a sustainable business in the Sacramento region for our energy and water conservation.
That's fantastic.
That's actually pretty cool. Must save a buck.
Yeah. I mean, that's cool.
Electricity is expensive, and I can only imagine in a business that electricity is running almost all the time.
Constant.
Yeah. We are committed to quality because we believe in using only the finest ingredients, and we are not afraid to go hop crazy. Our brewers strive for innovation and creativity. They are always creating new recipes to keep your palate thirsty. Wait, beer that makes you thirsty?
I mean, beer does, but I mean, like, I don't know if that's the
Our
best
creativity
thing?
and commitment to quality brought some amazing accolades during our first year in business. We were named as Best New Brewery in California and number 9 in the world by Rate Beer. 2019 will be another exciting year as we release our barrel sours. It's 2020 now, though.
Yeah, I was like, update that.
Yeah, update the website, but that's pretty big. So Best New Brewery in California and number 9 in the world by Rate Beer.
Did they mention any reason why they call themselves Moonraker?
Nope.
Okay. Interesting. Maybe they just like that movie.
Is Moonraker something to do with World War One?
Maybe. I don't know. I just know that is the name of a James Bond movie from the 70s or something.
You know how they had like those weird names for like certain regiments that were, I'm thinking World War II maybe.
I'm thinking like deep secret projects.
Yeah.
Project names.
It sounds very secret.
Like
okay,
Manhattan
let's try it.
Project and all that.
Manhattan. Hazy Duz It. Imperial India Pale Ale. 8.5%.
Oh, Hazy Duz. I get it. I was like, what is that a play on a saying? What is it?
Hazy Duz It.
I understand.
I'm going to smell it. Whoa. I love fresh beer, but damn, that smells like I'm at the brewery and it's in a pint glass. Good smell. Strong, fresh, snappy, citrusy.
I was going to say very citrusy.
Yeah,
it's got like a
citra hops.
kind of, is that what it is?
Smells like fresh orange juice, but with carbonation.
I definitely get orange juiciness vibes.
Wow.
And?
Wow.
Is that a positive?
You just try it. Get closer.
How do I get it closer than in my mouth?
What do you think?
It's very inoffensive.
It has almost no bitter taste to me.
Okay, here's that it reminds me again, like I forget which one it was, but another beer we had where it's kind of it's a bit like riney almost,
like real orange peel.
Like orange peel, like it tastes like an orange peel, which I don't know if that sounds great to people listening, but it tastes good.
In the beer world, that means it's real and not some fake bullshit.
It's like it's a different kind of bitterness.
To me, this almost tastes like rum and orange juice, like what do they call it, a Cuban screwdriver, without the terrible alcohol taste. So I have a little bit of alcohol taste, but it tastes. They should call it Juicy Does It.
The Juicy Does It?
No, Juicy Does It.
Juicy Does It.
Juicy Does It.
Juicy. You're dancing on some hot coals right there.
Juicy Does It. This is super juicy. This tastes like orange juice to me. And
it just tastes like a liquid orange peel.
It tastes to me like a screwdriver, like a very not strong screwdriver, and I love it.
Cool. All right. Well, we seem to like it, so.
God damn, that's delicious. Holy fuck.
Thumbs to the sky.
Thumbs Duz It.
That's great.
All right. Let's get to work.
Good job, Moonraker.
Moonwaver. So we are back to... Sam found this amazing website with a bunch of discussion questions called printdiscuss.com.
I didn't pick this topic. David found this
I found it because I thought the questions were really good about the video game.
With about 2 seconds of research, I'm sure. Just like, popular topics.
Yeah. Work conversation questions. And we'll skip the warm-up task.
What was the warm? Wait, hold on.
What was your first job you had? How old were you? What did you have to do?
No one we could do that.
I'm not doing that.
I had.
Are you?
I was like, I kind of had an interesting thing. But.
Okay, then we'll do the warm-up task. So this is part 1 of 2. Mm-hmm. So it's 22 questions with the warm-up task. So we'll do 11 questions this episode, and next week we'll tackle the next 11. Mm-hmm. So let's start. What was your first job you had? How old were you? And what did you have to do? Sam.
So are you going to answer this one too?
I won't answer it.
Okay. So I think I was about maybe 17, and it was during summer break, and my parents were like, "Hey, we have a family friend that I didn't know, but there was a friend of theirs, and he's like, he's looking for someone to twirl a sign for his business." But I was like, okay. And I'm like, is this a reoccurring thing, or is this a one-off? And then the guy came over, and then we sat down for a little bit, and he was telling me, he's like, oh yeah, it's and I don't know if it's because I was naive and a kid and I just didn't understand, but he was saying, it's oh yeah, so it's going to be you're just going to be out there twirling signs for this pizza place. And it wasn't even his pizza place. It was I guess he ran a third party kind of business thing, and they asked him to supply somebody to do it, and then he's like, oh yeah, it's all commission based. I know. And I was like, I didn't understand what commission meant, and I was like, what does that mean? He's like, oh, so it's for everybody that comes in, you'll get a percentage. And I'm like, and I'm thinking, okay, my parents didn't sit down and actually talk out the details of this, but he's like, oh yeah, it's all commission based. You're gonna get a cut for everybody that shows up.
I didn't know there was a commission based
sign twirling for a pizza joint. But anyway,
you got that $75,000 salary.
Yeah,
right?
he's like, you're gonna get paid minimum with commission on top, and I'm like, oh, that
minimum
sounds
of what, $6 an hour?
I didn't know what minimum wage was at 17. I wasn't working.
And this was what 50? How long ago was this? This is for you.
This is a while ago.
14 years.
Ouch.
14 or 15 years.
Something like that. It's a long time ago.
Because you're 29, 15.
Thanks.
14.
Thanks, David.
14.
Yeah. But yeah, I wouldn't consider it my first job, but it was definitely my first odd
so you
working
did that
experience.
More than once?
No, I did it one
That's
time.
Not your job.
And I did
That's
it.
Not your
No,
first
I
job.
just thought it was a funny story.
That's not your first job.
And I did it for 3 hours, and I got paid in cash.
How much you get?
I don't. Like I think it got like
The most
it was
money
like
ever.
It was like $24 or something
For 3 hours?
maybe.
So, what's your commission?
I don't.
10 cents?
So like I didn't fact check. I was like a general amount of money. I was like, thank you.
You get 0.001% of every whole pizza.
Yeah.
But they have to order a drink too.
Yeah. Basically, I don't. Anyway, that's how I got taken advantage of one time.
Yeah. Dumb.
And like, even back then, socially anxious. So like, I was standing on a street corner holding a sign with no, like, I didn't know what to do with it. So like, I just threw my headphones on and was just like air guitaring for like
Nice.
2 hours. But then like, after a while, I was just like, I feel like I'm just doing the same thing over and over again. And then I was like, I feel bad for people that like actually do this. Like, I don't know. You could easily just throw a sign out there and it would do the same thing.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also standing out there for 3
It was
hours.
a long time. Yeah. And
Did
like,
you get free pizza or anything?
no.
Fuck that.
And you know, this is like in the hometown. So like, of course, people are driving
pizza
by.
place?
People I recognize are seeing me.
What pizza place?
So it's not there anymore. But you know, off of San Marcos Boulevard, there was like that Two Brothers from Italy.
Yeah.
Before that, it was like NYPD Pizza or something.
Before that.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? It's past the high. It's right across from high school, isn't it?
It's right next to like that Chick-fil-A and stuff.
All the way down there.
Yeah.
Um,
I can't remember what the name of the
that
pizza
was
place
there.
was. Yeah.
That whole plaza was there when you were 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember. Yeah, that's a busy street too.
Yeah, there was a lot. Like I said, I seen like
There's, like,
there was at least 2 or 3 people that like called out of their cars and were like, "Hey Sam," and I'm like,
every
"Fuck."
light change, it's like hundreds of cars because
Yeah.
it's just like traffic.
It's a lot.
It's the freeway exit
Yeah.
and entrance is right.
And then
there.
at one point, the Chick-fil-A cow came out,
and
like
you.
we were just competing.
You should have
on the
gotten a
side.
fight.
No, I'm not doing
That's
all
a
that.
terrible, terrible first job.
Yeah, but that was something I
But
did.
to me, that's not your first job. That's just
No, I know, but
first
that was
maybe-
a working
yeah.
experience.
first job is like you
Interesting.
had it more than
Yeah.
like a month.
My first job was odd, but
Yeah.
that's fine. I'll save that.
The kid, yeah. All right, mine real quick. I was a line cook at the Casa San Marcos cafeteria, the Big Cat food court. I was 18, I think, when I got it.
I was like right out of high school, right?
17, I guess, then,
Mm-hmm.
because I was 18. Yeah, right out of high school, 18. It was an easy job. I loved it. Learned to cook. Worked for 2 years.
That's cool, man. 2 years for a first job?
Yeah.
That's a long time.
It was easy. It was around your schedule, and I worked during the summer.
Why aren't you still working?
I like line cooking. If anything, I would love to keep doing that because it's like the same shit every day.
thoughtless work.
It's thoughtless work. You just
yeah.
like, kind of like, all right, got to prep. Oh, you need more of that? Okay.
I like that kind of
Yeah,
work.
I do. But I also like cooking a lot.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's 2 awesome things coming together.
Yeah. So maybe in the future.
All right. Well, that was question 0.
Yeah. Question 1. Are you a hard worker? What motivates you to work?
Are we talking about like in the context of actual work or just in general?
I mean, let's go into work because this is a work conversation.
I'm a hard worker.
At work?
I will do what is asked of me.
That doesn't sound like you're a
And
hard worker.
what motivates you to work is that it ends at some point. So I'm like, I'm going to work until I don't have to work anymore.
And that's fair.
Yeah. I don't know. I always think of work. Well, I'm sure you have different experience.
I feel like
because-
there's like a stigma that if you're not exceeding the standard, you look bad. But people forget, like, if you do the standard, you're doing your job.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
If you're doing over, like,
Yeah.
if you're doing more than what's asked of you, you probably should be compensated for that.
And
'Cause
most of the time, you're not.
Yeah. So, well, all right. There's a lot involved in that, but
I am a hard worker. What
Yeah.
motivates me is, I guess, because we work different things.
Yeah.
My job is seen
yeah.
as performances, so I have self-pride, I guess. Pride in making my craft look good to
And-
people. And these students, grad students and faculty, you want to do... It's like making their dreams come true. Like, if you do a really good job, like they're really happy in that,
I also think that's tied into the nature of, at least for us two, our specific kinds of jobs. Like you have a job in a field.
Selfless job in the world.
You have a job in a field that interests you.
Yeah.
Like you went to school for that kind of stuff too. So like,
kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas mine is just like, it's kind of like
some job.
It's like, okay.
But that job, I feel like
it's stable.
It's always going to be there no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And there are so many different venues of that job that it can get really like niche.
Mm-hmm.
You
that's
can
kind
be
of
part of like a super niche, super like printing giant graphics. Like that shit's expensive.
Well, I don't want to get into specifics, but that's kind of by design.
Yeah.
That I'm working that. Like, it's not particularly interesting to me, but it is like stable.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's there.
Yeah. And that specific place will never not need it. Paper rules.
Until it doesn't.
I can't even imagine. It's like, oh, here's the tablet with all the paper. I can't even imagine that. That sort of feel going digital.
I just lost my...
What?
Nice. It totally fell into the drink. All right. Continue on.
Go ahead. Read number 2.
All right. When you were a child, what did you want to be when you grew up?
That generic marine biologist.
You wanted to be a marine biologist? Yeah. Why?
'Cause I like going to SeaWorld and I like Shamu and the animal aspect of the water.
Uh-huh.
But turns out I hate sand.
Really?
And I was just like not interested anymore.
Seems like little David didn't think that through.
Yeah. Yeah, now I'm like thinking about it. It's like, why don't we first start by eradicating humans?
That's how we save the environment.
Yeah.
That's cool,
like
David.
It's like all the garbage in the ocean is just fucking terrible.
It's our fault.
Yeah, it's just like everyone understands that the sewage and the shit that all the pipes go to the ocean. There's like no, and I just don't understand that. Why can't we figure out a way? We got nuclear power, but we can't figure out a way to recycle everything 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what energy does.
Mm-hmm. And like how old? How old were you when you thinking about that?
Probably 5, 6. It was for a little bit. It's like
5 or 6, and you knew what a marine biologist was. Dude, you're smart.
I wasn't smart.
Most other people, it's like, I want to be a fireman, or I want to be a police officer, or like, it's either one of those kind of things, or it's a made-up job that doesn't exist. I want to be a dragon tamer.
I want to be a Ghostbuster.
Yeah. Like, I wanted to be, because like, I've been watching movies since forever, but like, who hasn't? Like, constantly watching action movies at the house. I wanted to be like a Hollywood stuntman, but like, that didn't pan out.
Yeah.
Although, I guess, going into adulthood, I guess I kind of carried like that little bit of recklessness into some
Not
things.
A little bit.
You think
lot of it.
A lot of it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I kept that part intact, so that's kind of neat. Otherwise, like other stuff I thought I might be when I grew up would be like not a musician. Because that never crossed my mind at all. But like I thought like a ship captain or like
that's a lot of money.
Okay, you don't know what my mind a ship captain was. Like I was thinking like I don't even want to get into it. I was like, oh, it's gonna be like a dual like giant yacht turns into a submarine with wings on it. Like I think I just wanted to drive a transformer.
Sounded made up.
Yeah, obviously a kid that doesn't know.
What I really wanted, just my own fantasy.
Yeah, I don't know. So, but just
yeah,
kid who doesn't understand things.
Wouldn't care to be a marine biologist now. I'm not smart enough, and even the job I have now, which it's called a production coordinator, but I guess technician, whatever. I build shows, audio, video, lighting, whatever. But I went to school for audio, and I didn't even know when I was like 19 or 18 that I wanted to do that.
When you were doing it?
I mean, I was doing it as a hobby, not as I could do it as
for money.
Yeah, for a living. Yeah. All right. Number 3, if you could do one job just for one day to learn what it's like, what would you do?
What would I do? Okay, so I've literally
interesting.
never thought about that.
Yeah, it is. You know what? Something to do with either being a congressman or a senator. Because I want to see. You know why? Because I want to learn how much of a waste they are.
I want to see just how much work is not getting done.
Yeah, because they get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for what I see as doing nothing. Mm-hmm. And then, like, when people like argue, it's like, tell me what this is, what does it mean, what does it do? It's like, I don't have to tell you. It's like, well, if you can't tell me, then
You don't know what it is.
Yeah, what the fuck are you getting paid for? Mm-hmm. You are here to serve the people. That's what I would. I want to see how much waste, because anywhere in the world, it's like, especially now, it's like, where can we find the waste and cut it? Because businesses are falling apart. I mean, let's cut it. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't be paid. I mean, I think as a senator and congressman, you shouldn't even be paid at all. If you really want to do a civic duty to the people of the United States, that should be no money.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Part of me wants to imagine like some kind of Hollywood position, like a filmmaking
Like a
kind of thing. What?
Like a
stuntman? That I still think that seems interesting to me.
The food
it's
cart
like
person?
the risk versus reward thing sounds like a nightmare, because it's like, oh yeah, you gotta have a good career, and then one thing takes
Dead.
you out for life.
Yeah, like there was a recent
I guess-
death right like a couple months ago before COVID. I forget what movie. It was like a big movie, and one of the stuntmen who was well known died.
Well, I remember there was like a thing on like the Deadpool 2 set about like one of the stunt women like having like a severe brain injury due to a thing. But like, yeah, well, I mean, it's like risk reward. So yeah, dangerous, potentially dangerous.
I mean,
but like
they're supposed to make it so that there is no risk, or at least minimize the
for
risk for stunts. Yeah,
yeah. But another part of me wants to pick like a really like kind of like
the food cart.
off kilter kind of like I think a driving instructor would be kind of funny, just to be on like in a passenger side, like just like with like a super stressed out teenager, just like making mistakes, and you could just like check things off on a board.
You want to be withholding.
No, like
You want to be withholding.
I guess a position where I could just have a clipboard and someone tells me things, and then I could just make like real abstract motions and then watch their anxiety rise.
You want to be a judge
No.
for something high profile.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
No, that sounds fucking terrible.
Critic. You want to be a critic.
No, that's not a real job.
That is a real job. People get paid a lot.
I don't give a shit. That's nothing. Everyone has opinions.
Yeah. What would you do? Oh, if you could, what would you? I would fucking have a bill that would shut down senator. I would take away the pay for congressmen and senators. That's what I would
Really?
do. That would be if I learned that.
Oh, I would. You know what? If I was
You
like
would
a driving
fail everyone?
if I was a driving instructor, I would. So before we even started, I would just size up the person and make my decision right there.
What's your name? Fail.
No, like body language, and like, are you put together? What's going on here? Like, if a person comes in, they're like stumbling into the car and they're just sweating and like, I'm like, fail. Don't even start the car. Just go back inside.
Get out. Well, you're a driving instructor, not a driver.
Yeah, but this would help me. Like, okay, this would help pedestrian me, because like that is a huge problem in my eyes, that we just have a bunch of just shitty drivers on the road. If I could do something to like help eliminate some of that.
I had like a really great idea to help with the traffic and the driving, but it would never.
Is this your traffic light?
No. This is actually smarter. Like, it's like every like at some period of time, it could be like 4 months, 6 months, a year. Mm-hmm. You can't drive. You have to take transit, and it cycles. So,
like a bicycle.
Well, it could be 6 months. Well, that's what I said. It could be quarterly or bi-yearly or yearly or monthly even. That, here's your group, your driver's license B, whatever. Here's, you can't drive for this month. Because San Diego, it's terrible. It's terrible. LA is terrible.
I was going to say, I would think like any giant like...
And I think that would then poise to make cities more transit friendly. Because San Diego is terrible. It's like too spread out and not big city enough, but it is in massive need of a transit overhaul. But I was like, oh, it's like shitty drivers. Like that would help ease the amount of, which is 98% of people on the road are shitty drivers.
Like, and granted, I feel like even like good drivers have off days, but like,
and you really shouldn't, because you're literally driving a what can some people consider a death wish.
yeah,
Yeah, you could kill people.
yeah. Some people do it on purpose, David.
Yeah, some people do it on accident, Sam.
I think more people do it on accident than on purpose. But
is stupidity on accident?
no, that's why I'm saying I'm doing my part to get those people off the road.
In this fantasy.
Where I could make like unrealistic decisions on the spot.
All right, question 4, go ahead.
What qualities should a good boss have?
I like right now during COVID, I'm taking a lot of trainings about like admins and management and leadership and recently I'm going through something called How to Speak to Executives. So that has taught me a lot about like this software I'm using. It's like those aren't executives; those are assholes. So I think adaptiveness, being able to adapt, being able to communicate straightforward, not just communicate, but like the bad news, the good news, the neutral news, everything. You got to be able to tell everyone. And then it's not even leading, because I think a good boss doesn't have to lead. They just have to be able to get other people to do their job right. So I want to say open-mindedness.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think leadership is like, oh, you got to lead or you got to be authoritative. Like, I don't believe a good boss should do that. I think a boss should be more about changing and their style, not just the people that they work over.
Interesting. I don't know. Like,
it's a loaded question for sure.
it is a loaded question because there's a lot of stuff. I mean, like a boss is still a person. So like, you're prone to like making mistakes and everything because you're human. But like, I don't know. In my experience, like, I don't know. I've had bosses with short tempers. I've had bosses with like zero empathy. I've had bosses like, but like, I think empathy is a good quality to have in a boss, because then like, if you can like, you don't have to like go down to your employee's level, but like if you can like relate and like kind of like, like look at things from their point of view, like you probably get more of your points across, and then they'd be more willing to do like, they'd be a little more motivated to do things if you're understanding. Because like a lot of people, people struggle to get stuff done for like whatever reason. Like it's not even like always job related. Like there could be like stuff outside of work that's affecting your work performance and everything, or whatever. But like, yeah,
I understand that, but I also understand you're here to work too.
I do get that. So like, I would say if you could be a straight shooter, just tell people what needs to be done, but also like show some understanding.
Yeah.
Like a nice middle ground.
Yeah.
Just don't be a dick.
I mean,
but
I guess I have a rule. Like, if it's really like, if it's an emergency, don't like just tell me and okay, don't come in, or okay, don't. We'll switch it. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, but I think to go along with that, like you have to be a good employee too, because if a good boss is only as good. Can be so good if you have a good employee. Yeah, if you're a terrible employee, then like it doesn't matter how good your boss is. I mean, like your performance is not going to be any better, and you shouldn't be working there.
It's a relationship, and it goes both ways.
Yeah,
there's give and take on each side.
Yeah.
Okay.
So understanding on both ends.
Is that it?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. How many vacation days do workers in your country usually get per year? Is it enough? All right. So, by my understanding, the United States, only full-time employees get vacation days.
Unless the business itself takes it upon itself to do something special. But that's nobody.
The law does not.
Everyone does the bare minimum, if that.
Yeah, if that. Sometimes illegally not. Yeah. So, and I believe my job's weird, but I think it's either set in your business how many you get a year, no matter what, or it's earned by the amount of work you do per month.
But you're also isn't your salary, or is it?
I'm not salary.
Is it hourly?
I'm. It's weird. I'm hourly, but it's like I'm gonna get paid the same. The way overtime is made, I don't make overtime as pay. I make what they call compensation time, which is time I earn. Like I do an hour of overtime and it's over 40 hours, not 8 hours a day. So if I do 41 hours, that hour is actually an hour and a half. So it is the overtime scale, but not the overtime pay. So it's just extra vacation.
Yeah.
And no, it's totally to the benefit of this place I work for because it doesn't cost them anything.
Yeah.
It just costs me my livelihood. But based on how long you're here at this company, that's what you get per vacation. So I'm at like 9.4 hours a month for vacation.
A vacation?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so I get a day and something per month. But the longer I'm there, it increases. So I think like when you're there for 20 years, it's 12 hours.
So based on tenure, like the time can go up.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, but I think most places have something like that.
But I think, my last work was how you, like if you did the 40 hours every week, you get a day. But I know some bigger firms that are, I think, private companies, because then they can do a little bit more. They'll be like, oh, you get 2 weeks, or you get 10 days. And how it should be. I like the Nordic of Europe's way. 4-day work weeks.
What? The Nordic. Okay, that's
4-day work weeks.
Yeah, but I think this is about vacation, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm just saying you get that extra day off. That's basically to me another vacation day.
But what if that's all you're working, like
4 days a week?
I'm like assuming that you just adjusted to a 4-day work week. Do you think that like you would become so accustomed to it that you'd be like, oh, I feel like I'm getting overworked. I need less time.
No.
No?
No, but that's me as a person, because right now I don't really take vacations unless it's my birthday or I'm going somewhere, but I don't go anywhere. I just bank it. So I have to find days, I need to take a vacation because there's a cap that you can't, like once you hit that cap,
you don't get any more.
You don't get any more, and I don't want to hit that.
Yeah. Well, that's like at my work, like so ours is kind of based off of tenure too. So it's like I think if you're like from a new employee to like the 5-year mark, like you max out, I think you can accrue like 10 days or so. But then after that, they tack on extra time, like I don't know, like every 5 or so years after that.
So 10 days a year.
A year.
Okay.
Like the equivalent in hours. So like
so is
full
it
time
hours
employees.
per month, or you get it right in January or something?
I think.
Or whatever the fiscal.
Because I don't do that, but I think like you can take it before you've technically earned it.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% sure because I don't do that. Like I'm like you.
Yeah,
I only take vacation. Like I don't know if like I have like a birthday or like an anniversary or something. But like otherwise, like I'll just, because we have a cap too. I think we're only allowed to roll over like maybe like 5 days, and everything beyond that we'll lose.
Ours is 250 hours.
Ours is just well, I mean, I guess if you want to do it like that, it's like so it's like 40 hours.
Okay.
But we also have like separate banks to pull from. We have vacation,
that's what my comp time, vacation, then sick.
Yeah.
But now during COVID, we have like 5 other because the government has been giving out different hours.
Like we have one bank for vacation time, and then one for like personal days.
See, I think everything should be personal days, and it's no question. Take it whenever you want.
Yeah,
like sick time, vacation time, everything.
Like a universal bank for
personal
every reason,
time, and that's it. Because all those are personal, and it shouldn't matter. Like, hey, I can't come in. I'm using some time. Cool. Your boss should figure it out. They have a team to figure it out.
Yeah. But like I don't know, like working as an adult is just like, you know, whether you're full-time or not, like it is a most of your life you're working, and like I feel like
of your life
and
you're
that's
working.
just you know, for the common person, it's like just to make ends meet
4-day
most of the
work
time.
week.
Yeah, but like you know, it's nice that that is a thing for full-time employees, but I feel like, you know, like part-time employees could use like maybe.
So at my job, part-time
There's-
employees
yeah.
make more.
Oh really?
Yeah, so my boss goes out of her way to give them more because they don't have the benefits.
So it's more like a compensation kind
Yeah.
of thing. Yeah, but like, you know, like I feel like, come on, man, throw them a bone too.
I do like,
'cause,
the compensation, and I think that's, to me, that's a good standard.
like if you're not going to give them that thing, you might as well make it up to
Yeah,
them in
because I
another
think
way.
before I got like a big raise, I think they were all making more than me, which is fine because I'm technically, it costs more to keep me because I have all the benefits that they don't have. But then some of them that are part time, they're like, well, I know that's what I get, but I don't want to work full time either.
Yeah. Well, I think, well, you know,
There's
it's a really like
pros
it's
and
a
cons, yeah.
variable type situation
But
because
there should, I think, be a standard to if you are working for someone, they should provide something other than, because when you work for someone, you're making them more money than it really costs for them to pay you.
right. You're earning more
Yeah.
for someone rather
Yeah.
than you are for yourself.
And that's the world, unless we become, omni civilization where money doesn't exist anymore and we're able to throw back our differences and just help each other. And universally, like, hey, we got doctors, go see a doctor. You want food? There's food over there. But it's gonna work. It's never gonna happen unless we have a major threat of like from an alien force. But yeah, I think it should. Part-time workers, I think freelancers too. Like it's like, especially in California, they're like trying to pass a law to make it harder to be a freelancer. And like, I'm lucky to have the job I have, but 80%, 90% of the people that do the work I do are freelancers.
So, you know, fortunate.
Or looked as
Yeah.
freelancers.
But I'm just saying, like you know, some the people that have like a less steady workplace situation, like, you know, like bridge the gap a little bit,
Yeah.
make it a little easier for everybody, because you know, like it's like
Or don't bridge the gap and bring the cost of living
okay, well,
way fucking
whoa,
down.
Whoa,
Way.
whoa! Don't let's not get crazy, David. But you know, like I don't know, like you've worked part time before, right?
My first job, most of my college life I've worked.
Yeah. So like, have you like ever? Did you ever recall like trying to like ask for like days off at a part time job because you're like, oh hey, we're gonna take a trip or something.
So unfortunately, or I guess fortunately, I worked a part-time job. My school one was to my schedule.
Yeah. So
I didn't,
not so much that one, but I mean like
my second
another
part-time
one.
job, I was a tutor at my school, so to my schedule.
So you did a lot of like academic related.
Well, I always thought it's like I'm at school. I don't want
as
to
well work-
leave.
yeah.
I want to work here, and then I can go to class or like yeah. So I always had the mindset it's like I need to make it. A lot of people for the people that know me, and one of my part timer said this. It's like David's not about the journey; it's about the destination, and to me, it's efficiency.
Right.
Like I don't want to do things that I don't need to.
Okay.
And needs to be like this. Like that stupid analogy. What's the fastest point from A to B? And it's like, well, a line. It's like, nope, you fold space. That's me. I'm that guy that said, no, you fold the paper.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, David's a weirdo, but I mean, like you know, like say you're like a kid fresh out of high school and you're working like a fast food job. Like you know, you ask for some time off, and like they either say, what did they say? They either like, oh, find someone to cover your shift, or you can't.
I hate that so much. Like, if the schedule hasn't been out, I can't work this day. Cool.
Yeah.
Now, if the schedule goes out and you forget to tell them like you can't work, that's a little bit about being responsible.
Yeah, but I think if you're giving them notice,
if you're giving them notice, they should honor it. No questions asked.
Like part time, full time, whatever it is.
No
like
questions.
I'm
It's like that concept of personal time.
Yeah.
Personal time should be no matter what.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Don't know fucking no like, hey, I need to know or doctor. No, fuck you. Personal time.
And I should mention within reason, not like, hey man, I'm gonna take 6 months. Or
I think anything more than 2 days, then you better be prepared to show something.
Yeah.
I think our work is through after the third day you have to prove. But now with COVID, it doesn't really matter.
Well, I mean, because
Okay.
different.
Why don't you read the next one?
All right. So, wow, we are sludge. We're just slowly
four more.
cooking through this.
We got 4 or 5 more.
All right. How important is it to get along with coworkers? Is it a good idea to socialize with them outside work?
I think if you're going to be an effective team and push each other and like exceed the standards, you have to have some sort of get along. You don't have to like the person though, but there should be a mutual respect as coworkers, boss, employee for the position. There should be. You can hate someone and it's going to make you not, like subconsciously and consciously, it's going to make you not go to the standard or above the standard. It's a good idea to social. I'm always been like beers and the football game and food always helps with like getting to know your team. And I think it's fun to socialize. Even if you don't really like the person, because then there's other people that you probably do like, or you're the person everyone hates, then you should go fuck yourself. But I think you don't have to be their friends, but socializing doesn't mean being your friends. Like you're taking an act to maybe get to know someone, and then maybe you do become friends. Because I think there's no harm in it. But I can see where people would argue, well, work is work. And like, yeah, you have the right to keep work.
Yeah.
Which in some cases can be super healthy because you want your life to be your life.
You want that separation.
Yeah. Well, to me, I have that healthy separation, but I also have a good working relationship with the people I work with now more than ever. Because I'll say it, there's only two of the same kind of position I'm in and I enjoy working with him, and I hope he enjoys working with me because it's super easy.
That's a man.
Yeah, I'll say his name, Jeremy.
Very cool.
He's a old school Hollywood recording engineer. He's done all the shit. Used to build skate parks. He's done every job you like ever can think of. Yeah, he's crazy. He has lots of stories. But we have a working relationship, and I think it's like we help each other when we need it, and I think, but we also have a good separation. Like, oh, he can handle this, I can handle this, and it's when we need help, we're there to help each other.
Yeah, that's cool.
What's it called? There's a term for it. It's like I'll think of it.
You'll think of it?
Yeah.
Okay. I think, like David said, you don't have to be friends with somebody, but you have to be able to work with people. And to work with people, that means you have to be able to talk to people.
Yeah.
And, I myself, I'm not the greatest conversationalist, especially if, I've tried talking to you and there's nothing that I find that we really have in common. You could at least be, if not friends, friendly.
Yeah.
And I find that definitely makes the workplace environment cordial,
yeah.
Respectful.
Yeah, cordial.
I find
least.
bare minimum. Yeah, don't bring like that hostile air.
Treat
into
me
your
like
workplace.
a client.
Yeah.
Like if you don't know what that means, like how do you treat your customer, your client?
Yeah.
Treat your your coworker like that if you don't like them.
Mm-hmm. But I feel like my best work that I do, especially on like a team. So like for instance, the job I'm working now, it is a large office with, I don't know, rough like 100 or so employees. But my team specifically, it's like 5 or so people that I work closely with, and like we all have like I'm cool with them. Like my boss, we'll chit chat. Like the team lead, we'll chit chat. We have some things in common, and like I'm generally like like kind of like cool with everybody, but like I do have like a work bestie, and she's like, her name's Linda. She's like my work sister, and like.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that terrible term, work wife.
No, what?
People, yeah,
no,
like, oh, there's my work wife. So
no.
You're
and even
flirting.
then, the nature of that relationship, it's like we kind of like give each other a hard time, but it's like playful, right?
Yeah. No,
but like, yeah, I feel like respectful, be cordial, like just be able to talk to people and just not make everything negative all the time. And
so,
that, at the bare minimum, that should make work, flow. But like, if you do get along with somebody, like I feel like in my experience, like that motivates me to put out my best work. Yeah. Because then you have like, you kind of have like a rhythm.
Aspect. You want to do good for yourself. You want to do good for them.
Yeah. If you have a very good relationship with somebody at your work, like you can get a lot of work done because like, you guys have like an understanding and like you can work around each other really well.
So we're probably saying the important to get along, probably not super important.
You don't have to be friends, but you have to be able to work with people.
But is it a good idea to socialize? Do you socialize with your work people?
So majority of the team, like, I just keep it in the office. But like, I'm not opposed to like meeting up for drinks after. Yeah. But like, only in that regard. Yeah. Like, I think we might have a question relating to it later. But like. Office romance.
That's actually the next question if you want to read that.
Okay.
Go ahead, number 7.
All right. But we both agree.
Not important, but... And
it helps.
Yeah.
It makes work better.
Yeah.
Let me see. So...
Number 7.
What do you think about office romances? Is it a good idea or a bad idea to date a coworker? Why?
All right. Like I said it before, I'm like A to B, fast as,
Mm-hmm.
I think 2 adults should be able to... I'm saying this. 2 adults, not 2 people who think they're adults. Should be able to be mature enough to have a relationship. And if it goes sour, you should be able to work together.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's rarely the case because people have these ideologies that I'm right, they're wrong, they fucked me over, I should ruin their life. Yeah, but it is what it is. I think working with someone for a set amount of hours, you're going to possibly catch some sort of feeling, whether sexual or actually, beyond that.
I would have just said romantic, but
no,
that's fine.
Because it's not just romantic anymore. It's sexual. Hey, I want to go fuck that person versus, hey, I want to get to know that person.
All right. Okay, David, with you and your... dynamic working relationships. I don't know.
I'm just saying. I'm just trying to be real. This is how it is in the world. I don't know where your daycare world is from.
I don't know.
Is it a good idea or bad idea to date a coworker? I mean, it's got its good, it's got its bad. Would you want to date someone that you see at work? I don't know if I would. Yeah, that'd be weird. I think it would be weird because you're already at work, there to be. If you can be an adult and be professional, cool, do it. If it works out, great. But I don't think for this question, I don't think there's a right answer.
Okay, I can't speak from experience because I've never had to deal with that. But I would say, like, you're like David's saying, you're adults. You can make decisions for yourself. But I understand, especially. At least like more so on the corporate level.
People can be petty too.
That's true. But I'm saying like okay. Thinking from like the business's mindset. Like I know a lot of workplaces, they have it in place where like, oh, if you have like if you're thinking of starting a relationship or you have to disclose it to HR or whoever, and then they'll determine what to do, which oftentimes it's like they're going to separate you two work-wise.
Or there's a rule where you can't in your workplace if you are their supervisor. I know my work.
Oh yeah, well especially because
has that.
Yeah, because that's like that sets you up for like odd instances of potential favoritism and whatnot. But I would think most of the time that I've observed anyway, it's like oh, you'll work this side and then you'll work this side. That way there won't be any conflict of interest.
Yeah.
But
or any tomfoolery.
Yeah, but like So I understand that, which I think as a business, that's a smart practice because in case something goes sour.
If anyone ever, HR is not there for you.
Yeah.
HR is there for the business.
It's for the business.
It's to protect the business. The business always wants to protect itself.
Right.
So I understand.
Yeah.
And also private businesses, I think they can do just about whatever they want, whatever rules.
Right. Basically sign your life.
Anything publicly funded, I don't think they can do whatever they want.
Mm-hmm. But I'm saying, like, I get that from, like, a business point of view. But, like, if you're in that situation and you're like, oh, I caught the feels, I want to get with somebody, like, you should have the emotional maturity to realize, like, oh, if this goes sour, I'm probably going to have to continue working with this person. And am I going to be, like,
a stalker okay?
How am I going to deal with this?
Yeah.
Am I going to be, like a shithead and just like not work with them or like set them up for failure, or am I going to be like an adult and just like, we had a thing, it didn't work out, let's move on.
Yeah, that's what I literally said.
Yeah. So we're in agreement. Yeah. So it's really it depends on the people.
Yeah, it depends on the people. It's an idea. There's no wrong or right.
Yeah.
It's weird to me because it's like, oh, now I got to see them. Because I don't think a real great relationship, you don't need to be with them 72 hours out of the 24 hours. Like, you don't need to see them all the time. So I think a work, it's like going to work. Hey, I get to go to work. Mm-hmm. I get to focus on making money. I guess I'm just a different.
I was going to say,
ideology. I think way differently.
Yeah, I was like, well, that works for you.
Like, because I'm at work, I'm not thinking about my wife. I'm thinking about my work.
Which is good. For the business.
Yeah, well,
you're there. They're paying you. You're on their time.
They're paying me. And I need to go work.
I get it, but I feel like you should be able to make that decision for yourself.
Yeah.
But don't be surprised if the business is like, this is a bad thing that's happening. So we're gonna fire somebody or whatever.
Yeah, and as long as hey, you signed that contract, so you should know. Yeah. You should have read the rules.
Exactly.
All right, number 8. Are you an ambitious person? Wait, what? Hard worker and ambitious. I guess that's different. Are you an ambitious person? What career goals do you have? I would say I am not super ambitious, but if there's
sure
at work, we're talking about work.
I don't know, man.
My job's fucking easy, and I'm really good at it.
We have a lot of
want to leave.
Our off mic conversations are a lot of like getting ahead, kind of.
Oh, I would love to get ahead, but I'm not gonna go
That's ambition.
Like derail my current job because it's so easy and I'm good at it.
I'm like, whether you pursue or not, that is ambition.
Applying for another job and seeing where you are, I don't think is ambitious.
I don't think. Continue. I'll let you go.
I don't think I'm a go-getter. Like when it comes to work, like I'm not switching For a while, I was like, the rule is, and this is, I think a lot of people should live by this rule. Every 2 years, you kind of reevaluate yourself. If you're not getting a raise, go get another job because that's how you bump up your pay. Mm-hmm. You go get your raise. I understand that, but with this job, it's like I've gotten just about every 2 years what I've wanted. Mm-hmm. And this last year, I'm like, oh, I got more than I wanted, so I'm good. I'm good, and I'm happy where I am, especially in the current pandemic. No money's coming to the state, which sucks. Like they canceled all our raises for this year, which I understand. I'm not, it's a terrible time right now. But before the pandemic, I was like, I'm going to do this. I could be a manager. That'd be awesome. There's a couple venues opening up, and within a few years, I could have a shot at it. But then during this time, I've been taking a lot of these leadership management. It's like maybe I want to be a desk jockey and manage and not have to really be a production manager, maybe even above that or something.
See, all of that, whether you realize it or not, sounds ambitious to me.
I don't think it's ambitious because I'm like, it's the next level. I'm not hopping over anyone. I think it's just I have different standards of goals.
I think you have a different definition of ambition.
I think ambitious would be like you, Sam, quitting your job and doing music full time. That's ambitious.
That is a type of ambition.
That to me is like ambitious because right now, especially right now, it's like no shows.
Right.
Like, what are you gonna fucking do?
Yeah.
Yeah. That to me is the ambition.
That is a type of ambition.
I guess to me it's like more of a leap.
Yeah.
That is ambitious to me. But like the next step and taking a shot at it isn't really ambitious. It's just like the next step.
Okay. Well, then I think we just have different views on ambitiousness.
It's like walking up staircase or jumping 3 steps. I think that's my ambitious.
What? Just from me sitting across the table listening to you, it just sounds like okay. So, I'll say that you sound to me like, us
Am I
as people.
confident in it?
Yeah, well, confidence definitely plays an ambition.
That's the difference. It's that I see it as I'm more confident that it's like the next step versus maybe I'm not so confident in the next step.
Well, I'll say, as someone with a different perspective, like, it is very easy, especially like in my experience, to just fall into complacency and just kind of like keep the status quo. Because if you find you're in a nice place, it's very easy to become comfortable.
I feel that's where I think I am right now. I'm comfortable. It's easy. I'm loving it.
See, you say that, but like the way you say things, it sounds like
could I be doing bigger, better things if the pandemic wasn't here? Yes. Could I? I mean, even before I left my job, my prior job, I probably could be doing bigger, better things with my last job, but I was just tired of being overworked for the pay.
Well, in my mind a little bit, like, I think like ambition is not quite interchangeable with the word change, but it's like you're kind of like, it's kind of like always like on the back burner. Like, it's always in the back of your mind that things can change. And for some reason, like, change in my mind is kind of like a form of ambition a little bit.
I guess.
Like, you can see something.
But, I mean, I guess I'm just more like people should just be adaptable.
But that's just our perspectives are different.
Which is different, yeah.
Which
is fine.
Just putting that out there. But I don't think, like, it's good to have ambition. It's totally healthy. And, like, it motivates you to do things. I would say I'm not overly ambitious. Like,
but you have goals.
I have, like, so goals I don't necessarily think are the same as being ambitious. Because you could have goals and never reach them. Ambition is kind of like the drive.
I see it as like, hey, you have a 5-year goal. You get it in 2 years because you were ambitious.
Yeah, so like I would say like goal is like the end, like the dreamed of end result you want.
No,
and ambition.
You should have a goal after that.
No, ambitious. You're ambitious, David.
I guess I don't see goals as ambitious because people should have goals.
I don't see goals as ambitious. I see the drive to achieve
what
goals
is your career
as being
goal,
ambitious.
then?
Huh?
What career goals do you have?
I don't really have one.
I mean, I think being a musician full time would be a great. That's a great goal.
That's not an ambition. That's not
ambition. I'm saying career goal.
I mean, I don't like. Okay, it's kind of sad.
Would that be a career goal?
It's more of a dream.
Then don't make it a dream. I mean,
like I make so. Okay.
Stop seeing it as a dream and see it as a goal.
David,
what do you have to do to get there?
I know.
I mean, you've done more things than 50% of the musicians that talk about it.
Let me explain.
All right, question number.
Oh, you're such a bitch. But like, okay, I've gotten better about it. But I've for the longest time, I was very bad about just like having a dream and not taking steps and just always seeing it as like it's just way off in the distance. I'll get to it eventually and I'll make moves then, or it's just like, if it doesn't happen, it's not meant to happen. But that's not how things get done. So whatever steps you could take to get something done, like at this point, like, I'm like dabbling with like, am I being comfortable or like taking like micro steps to get things like.
Sometimes you just need a leap of faith.
It's intimidating.
Oh, hell yeah.
When you see you're like, oh, that's a long ways off. I need to take big steps to get there. But if you take a step back, maybe you don't need to take as big of steps at a single time.
It's also okay to go backwards to get forwards.
Of course it is. It's like, everything. Yeah. Take care of yourself.
What are your career goals?
What
career goals do you have?
Come
on. You gotta say one. You just gotta say one.
Like it's not a career goal, but like I'm gonna continue making music. I mean, and pursuing music related things because that's where my interests are. Because that gives me life.
Say full-time musician.
But I don't do that for a living.
But would you want to?
Of course I would want to.
Then we're there. Cool.
It's not. All right, David.
When I make money, I'm gonna pour $10,000 into you, and you're gonna fucking have to do it. All right, number 9. We're gonna get to 2 more, 9 and 10.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. What is the usual retirement age in your country? Should it change? what would be a more appropriate retirement age
We're in the era of Social Security going away. So
of non-secure
socialism. So that retirement age, I think it's 65.
I don't think that's the case anymore.
So the age that the government says that you can take that retirement fund, if you had one, if your work provided it,
non-existent,
then you can take it out. Now it's like you can retire at 40 and work somewhere else. So it's like it's weird in the United States.
And that's assuming that, you had a good job and doing all that. But I feel like a lot of
I think the top one is like you were in the military for 30 years and you're retired. So you get your pension. And if you were there in 18, you're 48 years old, probably really fit. You have a pension coming in, and now you can probably go do something else and still get paid.
Right.
Like, so it's
because you want to.
Yeah.
But I feel like there is a large demographic of people that have found that they've been doing what they're supposed to. They've been going to a job for like the past 50 or so years. They're creeping up on 65, and were they to retire at 65, they're finding that they're not gonna be able to just live off of that comfortably.
10 more years. While they retire.
So really, it's like the average retirement age has been pushed back.
I would say it as 75, 70 to 75.
Which is ridiculous because you're not going to be able to enjoy anything.
Also, who's hiring besides Walmart for a greeter?
Yeah. And it's like, especially if you're older in the workforce, it's like
it's
harder to get in, I think, because a lot of people are like,
and I know ageism is illegal, but
it's true.
You don't have to hire someone. Like, you just say no, they weren't the right candidate.
Yeah, but like that is a hurdle that they have that sucks because it's like you get it, but like if you're on that end of things, it's like, well, I need to live too, and like if no one will hire me, it's like
and as you're older, your expenses may be even more than you and I right now.
Yeah, exactly. Because like the wage you should be earning is like more than anyone's willing to pay. So if you do get a job, like you're gonna have to go in way lower or like just not get it, and they'll give it to some younger person that they can invest more time in because it got more workforce life in them.
If we change the whole work system, it could change.
Well, of course, like any overhaul.
Yeah.
But like that's I feel for older people because that sucks. Like that's
and I'm paying Social Security right now that I'm never going to see. I don't think I should be paying for Social Security.
I think anybody under like 35 should not be.
Anyone like 10 years ago under 45 should.
It's because it's going to be gone. There's going to be nothing for you when you hit retirement age.
And everyone's like, well, you're paying it to the people that paid someone else. It's like, well, why was the system built like that?
Yeah, well, why?
Because president after president is draining the Social Security fund like a bunch of dumb fucks. And not putting money in because they think dumb.
That whole thing needs to be overhauled because, people, it's not good for people.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we don't have much to say to that. Number 10, which professions are very well paid these days? What does society value those workers highly? Why? Why does society value those workers highly? I mean, what? Cybersecurity, programming.
But are those like high-paying jobs, would you say?
I think programming is
generally I think
super high paying.
I was going to say
what?
I was going to say you touched on it earlier, but the politician thing.
I mean, that's not a profession. That's just a lie.
It is. Okay, that's an opinion, but it is technically like a job.
I mean, I said it before. It shouldn't be a profession. You're doing, and I've had this idea, and I talked it to Isabel, and Isabel's like, "No, that just would mean more stupid people in positions of power." I'm like, "Well, it's not about power. That it should be random." Every 2 years, just a random citizen, and you don't get paid for it. It's like after you do your job.
It's like jury duty.
Yeah, and you go like 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours after your work, and you got to do this for 2 years because it's your civic duty to do it.
And I'm fucking hate it.
And I think if it's more of a big picture than the individual, because I think we have become accustomed to thinking of ourselves, which is fine, which is important, because we're in a system that is built to not help each other.
Of course not,
So
because
if-
everyone's.
But
yeah.
if we change the whole system to help each other, then we're able to, work our job and go. Hey, I'm get to go be on City Hall. Get, now just because dumb fuck white racists think the government doesn't know what it's doing, or state government doesn't know what it's doing. But
It's just there was a large portion. Well, most people are just it's self-centeredness,
yeah, and stupid.
uneducated self-centeredness.
Yeah. I think anything that is major athlete, major streaming
Okay, it's weird because like I would say like entertainment too,
is,
but like
no, let's call it that, entertainment, because sports is entertaining. You're watching it.
it so depends on the level though, because I know like
Oh,
the
yeah.
celebrity level, ridiculous
you can look at
levels
college,
of payment.
though. You can look
Yeah.
at college players like.
But I would consider some of those
I
celebrity
think
level
they should
players.
get paid.
Yeah.
Like they should get paid, and now like California put that
Yeah.
law that they are getting paid. NCAA is like, no, that's going to hurt competition. It's like, no, it's going to hurt you because now you have to pay to use their picture. You dumb fuck.
Yeah.
Like don't act. Just come out and say it. It's like it's costing us money because now we have to pay to use their rights. And you're just using their rights without no payment. But yeah, those are like top.
Like at the top level of those, like those people are paid a lot of money.
Like
but like I'm talking like the lower level, like like the ones like actors and stuff that are not high profile actors and stuff. Like they're probably like extras in a commercial or like just commercial actors or whatnot. Like like they could probably do with a couple more bucks and stuff.
I don't understand how it's worked now. But I know like a couple years ago it was like, well, if it's used 10 years from now, I still want to get paid. Like, you get a little slice of rights.
Yeah. Or like even even if you have more of like a technical based job in the entertainment industry or something like that. Like I don't know, I don't understand the pay scaling.
So I have a little bit of information about that. The more you work, the longer you work for, like, and I'm talking within a day, you get paid a lot more. So it's like I think Andrew, he worked in TV. He's like, the food cart guy would sometimes make more than me because he's sitting there for 16 hours just making sure like there's water bottles and sodas and for all the actors,
and like the hot plates are still working
because he's worked past the 8 hours. It's overtime, and once you hit that past 12, it's your pay per hour. So your day pay per hour. So that's 4 days of pay within 4 hours. Like I would fucking love to do that. And it's not like you're standard doing your job. It's just because they can pay it. They can afford it. Yeah. Why doesn't 10? Why does it says programming? We're in the age of the internet, so
a lot of like technical
science,
security kind of things.
Entertainment's a huge thing, especially now. But now it's like self-contained entertainment. Like how can we do this via our home?
Little.
Yeah, and that's the last question for this one, right?
Yeah. So
because we did 10 plus 0, and we'll do 11 next week.
Yeah, we'll come back.
Yeah,
we'll finish this.
11 is basically the other job, the opposite side, which I would love to talk about.
Yeah, we will.
But thanks for watching and listening.
Keep drinking, keep listening. Beer Me That Beer is a San Diego-based craft beer YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, and podcast show.
And for more of us, check out beardmethatbeer.com. That's beardmethatbeer.com. If you want to reach out directly to us, email us at bmtbinfo@gmail.com. That's bmtbinfo@gmail.com.